This is Mike King here with the Partners Trust. I'm here at Farragut Elementary School parking lot, and I'm here with Todd Johnson, who is the co-chair of the Sustainability Committee for Culver City Unified School District, and he's proudly standing in front of the newly installed solar panels. But I just wanted to take a step back, Todd, and just ask you, what made you and your wife Susan want to move to Culver City?
Well, thanks, Mike. It's interesting. 15 years ago, we were pregnant, and we had this cute little place in Venice. But we realized that's really not where we want to raise kids. And we started researching, what would be the ideal place to raise kids. And not having done that before, I asked teachers that I knew from out of state what would they recommend. And the teacher said, Todd, the number one thing that is important is parental involvement. And the next 10 things on the list are so far down the list that they don't even matter. And I thought that was interesting, so I thought, okay, so we're going to look for a place where there's a culture of involvement and where the school district's really a priority. We also really wanted diversity. We wanted our son to grow up in a place where there's incredible wealth of diversity here, and Culver City met all of those needs. People are very involved. It's a small town in the middle of a big city, so you've got all the resources, but the culture is very focused around the school district. It's like the biggest nucleus of the town, and we just love that, and it's been a great investment.
Well, I know personally through watching you that you've certainly taken that to heart with many different things and become very involved. What made you, or what motivated you to want to become involved in this solar panel project for the school?
In a place like Culver City, where everybody is really connected to the community and what's happening and what's going on in the schools, you really get to see where the problems are. And problems don't stick around for a long time if people in the community are aware of them. So in 2008, when the Great Recession was really getting underway, and so many schools all across California were facing these incredible cuts, furlough days and layoffs and everything. And people in the community, we got together and just started saying, all right, what can we do to bring in more money for the school? We can't raise taxes right now because it's with a down economy, and I had experience with solar, and so I started looking into what the incentives were and what was reliable and that sort of thing. And it turned out that the district had the right combination of capital reserve funds that couldn't be used for education or maintenance, but could be used for building something new. And the incentives that come from the state, which is a reliable source, one of the few reliable sources, gets paid in cash to the general fund. So that money could then be used for education and maintenance. We also get a lower rate for generating our own power. So even though we're not producing all the power that we use, we're offsetting most of the bill that we would normally have at this campus as a result. Then in 2010, Carlos Silvager was elected to the school board, and he really wanted to get sustainability going for the school district. He said, issues of sustainability are going to affect these kids for the rest of their lives. We need to lead on it, and we need to show them. We need to make sure that we minimize our carbon footprint, and he started the Sustainability Committee, and they asked me to be on it. So that's when we started looking at it from the environmental angle. It turns out that just this system, just on this one campus here, is the equivalent of planting nearly 5,000 trees every year for the next 30 years. There's no other possible way that we could diminish our carbon footprint any more than doing a project like this. So that was really what got it going for me.
Well, that's quite something, and I understand the savings per year might be in the region of $400,000 a year.
That's right, Mike, and we had a lot of different independent analysts look at it, including Edison and like I say, analysts. They say that the total benefit to the general fund over the system's performance guarantee period is over $8.5 million. So that's a huge stabilizer for our budget and allows us to bring a lot of really good education programs back to the school.
Wow, Todd, that's pretty significant. So one last question then. So what's the one thing that you would want anybody watching this to take away?
Well, Mike, I'd have to say there's a huge quality of life element that happens when you live in a small town like Culver City, where you can get involved. Whatever your passion is, whatever your knowledge base is, whatever you're interested in, there's a way that the school district can use that and stay close. Look for ways that you can get involved. I've developed the most wonderful and rich friendships through the process of being involved in our town, our community, because everybody's here for the same thing. So it'd be easy for people to think that it's too hard or too time consuming or whatever, but no, in a place like Culver City, everybody can participate, everybody can get involved, and you really get a lot out of it. You get more out of it than what you put into it, I think.
Well, Todd, thank you very much. And, as a Culver City resident myself, I just want to thank you and your sustainability committee for all the extensive time and effort that you put into this. And evidence of your success is standing right behind you. Thanks again, Todd.
Thanks, Mike. My pleasure.